Акуна Матата, всем, кто смотрит данное видео вместе со мной. С вами Пумба, игрой канал Немного, Пумба и Нал. Я тут очень долго прибарахливался. Покупал, смотрел, чего да как. Что тут у нас происходит? Опять Стэн. Чего ты его достаешь?
Yes, it is good to have my sword at my side again.
Это не
I call her Asala, the soul, my soul.
Ага,
She is forged from rare blue steel and has served me faithfully for many years.
прекрасно.
Yes, you understand what it is like to have a weapon that is part of you. Few others do.
Я поговорить могу с псом, нет? Или что? Давай, приласкаем. Он будет довольный. Все. Нала счастлива, все счастливы. Двигаемся дальше. Больше-то ничего у тебя нету. Оставить, ладно. Да, горит. Отлично. Пойду посру. Так, давайте теперь к Стэну.
What is your wish, Kadan? Speak then.
Чего? Ну-ка, давай.
Ours wear the faces of men.
Так,
No.
в смысле?
Even the most cunning emissaries of the Archdemon cannot pass for men. Darkspawn, abominations, plagues, and storms. Men are far more dangerous than these.
Ага.
One moment of betrayal can bring more ruin than an earthquake. You know this.
Ну да. Так.
They are Talvashoth. They
Кто?
say they are grey ones. True in the knowledge of themselves. They are gaping holes where men used to be. Nothing can fill them.
Ладно.
There was a village in the mountains of Saharan. Farmers. They grew cinnamon and nutmeg trees in perfectly ordered rows. There would always be one person waiting, a foreman, a harvester, ranked in
Ладно,
matter.
допустим, ну и...
Often they would say nothing. Simply watch as we worked to examine the empty house, a new one each time, that had once been the home of a colleague, a friend. We always made a point of searching.
Так.
Now and then a body would turn up in a river eaten by rain and crows. More often we found nothing. Even in the worst parts of the jungle, the villagers would send someone with us to see the tiniest piece of bone or cloth. Anything contained the possibility of their lost friend.
Ага.
Must we speak of this? We could be fighting something.
Давай еще.
Very well.
Ну-ка, давай-ка тогда.
Isn't it the nature of a wound to bleed? I have no more answers than you. Why do we fight the Darkspawn? Why do the Darkspawn fight us?
Ладно. Да.
Now and then. Do the reasons matter? It makes little difference to those they fight. Tell me
Ладно.
then, why do you fight?
Вот, да.
In the Antam, we are told of the enemy. Assume he loves as you love, hates as you hate, and fights just as hard as you. It's a lie, of course.
Так,
But
и...
does that matter? So long as you stand and believe you know your enemy. The Talvashoth wish us dead, and we wish to go on living. The point of our war is war.
Понятно, все, ладно. Логично. У меня еще вопрос.
Very well.
Давай.
Undoubtedly, they've used it to kill countless people.
Ладно. Ну-ка, давай-ка, да.
When the dead are mine, I care.
Ладно. Прости.
I have no feelings you can hurt, Warden.
Ладно.
Very well.
Ну, все, давай.
Then I suggest we move on.
Все, идем.
As you wish.
О, ты прикинь, еще и не одобряет. В глаз ему ткнуть.
I see it found some augmentation crystals. I was not even aware it knew about them. Well done.
Ой, ты прикинь.
So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
Вот да.
They are, aren't they? I so adore them. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak.
Эй, Шейла, давай поговорим. Чего? Ну-ка, давай-ка.
Oh, that. Merely reflecting on the hopeless nature of the task in front of it.
Прекрасно.
The most likely outcome is that it and its companions will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon. I shall be moved to a single tear by the tragedy.
Ты супер вообще. Да.
It's true. One single tear. And then it's off to the north, I think. Or maybe west. I haven't decided. What's that? Did it hear flapping wings? There may be pigeons nearby. We should be alert.
Прекрасно. Да, ты хорош. Ну, давай-ка.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Ну, давай спросим.
I do not sleep, so yes. And I thank it for reminding me.
Ладно,
Try
прости.
to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it.
Да ладно тебе. Да ладно.
And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons and ravens and sparrows all perching on me day in and day out.
Да.
Those foolish villagers would spread birdseed near me, drawing the birds, because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint! If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I
Ладно.
don't care to discuss this anymore.
Хорошо. Сейчас не одобряет. Да хорош вздыхать.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Ну, допустим.
Oh yes, that I remember
Так, и?
quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me.
И?
As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me.
Ага.
Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
Ладно. Ну-ка, давай.
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago.
Да ладно.
They were all very soft and squishy. And
Прекрасно.
before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
Какой башни?
I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries
Прекрасно.
ago.
Нифига себе сколько.
I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
Так. Ну-ка.
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
Его жена, да?
I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it? And she still wanted me out.
Прекрасно. Ну-ка.
With a chisel. And a lot of nerve.
О, это больно, наверное. Да, ну-ка давай.
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much, his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Так.
So long as it realizes that I'm inexpensive and not cheap.
Так, давай так.
I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself.
Ладно.
Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
Ладно, ну и чё, люблю, да. Шейла, прикинь, ни хрена не одобряет. Она ни хрена не одобряет. Так.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Ну, да ладно, это я.
I like to think of them as accessories.
Так, ладно.
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject.
И?
He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
Ага. Допустим.
As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
Но не получилось.
Not really. Although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption.
Понятно.
Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
Ладно. Да, давай-ка.
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
Да, все. Ладно, все, давай, нет больше вопросов.
Better to save them for the next random stranger it decides to interrogate. Let us leave now.
Опять недовольна? О, одобряет, ты прикинь. Ну, прям вообще, я не знаю. Здорово, Алиса.
Something on your mind?
Давай.
Of course.
Все, пока. Договорились. О, кстати, там ведь точно, у меня ж один подарок я не вручил. Точно, вот Зеврану надо один. На. Воу.
That smell. This is uneven leather, isn't it? I would know that anywhere.
Ну да.
I don't know how you found it, but thank you.
Давай.
But I'm not finished admiring them yet. Can you smell that? Like rotting flesh. Just like back in Antiva City. Now, if only you could find me a prostitute or two. A bowl of fish chowder and a corrupt politician. I'd really feel like I was home. And the feet as well. Marvelous.
Че, он реально и хотел? О! Бонус получил. Нормально. Хорошо.
What say you?
Давай.
By all means.
Ну-ка, давай-ка вот так.
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. All is tale in the book.
Понятно.
How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual.
Ладно, да.
I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
Да ладно.
Ah, compassion and beauty both in the same woman. It is a delight, truly, though what you say is unnecessary, even if it is appreciated. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the
Нет,
crows?
не надо.
Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
Ну да.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for
ну
me.
ладно.
Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much.
Хорошо,
Beautiful.
понятно. Ладно, понял.
I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
Ладно. Давай-ка
I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them.
Но.
Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Ладно, давай дальше пойдем. Что одобряет, нет? Лилиана?
You've seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen.
Да ладно. Так, давай так.
I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her.
Да ты уже взглянула. Да вот так, на.
Yes, of course, but it still is something to be in awe of.
Алло, я не закончил.
I'm here for you.
Конечно. Давай.
Of course.
Так.
Wait, you want to talk about us? Is there something bothering you?
А, ну ладно. Тут
Really?
только так, ну ладно.
You think so?
Ладно, все, допустим. Бин, давай.
What's on your mind?
А, все, давай.
It is no trouble.
Так, тогда давайте мы сейчас отправляемся непосредственно куда? Правильно. В долбаные... Куда-то там. У меня ведь есть задание. Мориган, я тебя, к несчастью, не беру. Я беру Алистера. Беру Лильку. И беру Вин.
Yes.
Погнали. Краина леса Бресселян. Погнали. О, как далеко идти-то. Сейчас с кем-нибудь сразимся по-любому. Зачем я беру Вин? Потому что там она должна с кем-то там встретиться. Перед этим она должна с кем... Мы должны с кем-нибудь подраться. Конечно же. Как же без этого-то? Вообще пипец. Чё это? Пауки? Блядь, ты ебать! Конопля сраная. Ой, простите, это было, наверное, громко. О, это я вздрогнул. Ой, я застрял. Прикиньте, прикольно. Смотрите. А, нет, все. Я думал, тут всегда можно застревать. То есть нам обязательно надо это пройти, да?
As you wish.
Ну ладно, давайте.
Let's get started.
Я готов. Ну вот сейчас они будут тут стопудово. Давайте. Ой, это фу стресс. Они еще и афганцы, блин. Фу, прям фу. Напрягают меня эти. Че, не застрял даже? Алистер, молодец, ты красавчик. Где эти твари? Нападут? Нет. Я на всякий случай. Я просто испугаюсь. О, что-то там было. Ну, где кто? Всё. А, я не попал. Бьем. Не люблю этих тварей. Это было. Ладно. Ох ты ж, блин, они тут реально всех поубивают. Какого хрена вообще не... О, давай. Алистер, молодец. Пускай меня. А чё? Мертвым оглушен? Молодец. Кто это так сделал? Признавайтесь. Блин, они реально лагерь разбили. Просто всех убили. Всех. Чё, и труп висит. Конечно, не самое приятное это занятие лазить по таким трупам. Ну да ладно, чё уж там. Так, да, дальше я хочу отправиться. Фу, блин, фу! Какого хрена? Ух ты ж. Еще? А, нет, все, мы добрались до места. Я думаю, еще одна драка. Думаю, да хватит уже. Так, у меня задания какие остались? Какие-то у меня задания остались. У меня задание осталось... товарищи. Да, сожаление вин, да. Кого-то там найти. Ладно, давайте сожаление вин мы будем уже в следующей серии проходить, да. А в этой серии я с вами прощаюсь. Увидимся в следующей серии. Напоминаю, с вами был Пумба, игрой, канал Тимона Пумба. И нам всем хорошего, удачи, до новых встреч. Пока.